Hi guys, EBPMAN with Tablets for Me, and today we're going to do an unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro. And this is the Wi-Fi edition. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and open up the case. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now that we have that open, let's slide it out. And here we have the Galaxy Tab. What you'll notice is very similar to the 2014 version. It does have a very thin bezel now going all around it. One thing that's a little different here is obviously that the home button is here as opposed to on the bottom. But we'll look at the hardware a little bit further in a couple seconds. Inside, big box, you have your instruction guide. Okay, don't need that. You have your charging cable. It is micro USB, but it's still a 2.0. So unlike the Galaxy Note that had the Galaxy Note 3 that was using a USB 3.0, this is 2.0, and the charging brick. And that's pretty much it. So that's what you'll find inside your Samsung Galaxy Tab Pro case. Let's go ahead and look at the actual device itself and see what else it has to offer. So let's go ahead and start looking at the actual tablet itself, and we'll go over some of the specs. The tablet weighs around 16.5 ounces. The dimensions are 9.57 inches tall, right, by 6.75 inches wide, and it's a very thin tablet, so you have 0.28 inches in thickness, which is very similar to what we saw with the Galaxy Tab Pro. It has two cameras. It has a front-facing camera and a back-facing camera, and the front-facing camera is right there, and the front-facing camera is a 2-megapixel camera. The back, you see right here, is an 8-megapixel with flash, and it supports a 4x digital zoom, so you would be able to zoom in with that. The tablet is running KitKat, which is the latest version of Android, version 4.4. It does have a 3.8 volt battery. In other words, it's 8,220 milliamp hour battery. So the estimates are around 10 hours of playtime on the internet, video playback 10 hours, music playback of 147 hours. We still have to actually test that out to see if it lives up to what Samsung is saying. It has 2 gig of memory, 2 gig of RAM, and then it also has 16 gigabytes of internal storage. Upgradable because of the Microsd slot. Let's see where that sucker is. Or supports up to 64 gig microSD, and here it is right here. So here you have your microSD. Up to 64 gig card will be supported. It is, if we go around the sides, you'll notice that it does have the IR blaster, so you can control, change the channel on your TV, your volume rocker, power button. It has a speaker, and it looks like it has one speaker on one side right here. Make sure that's in focus. So you have a speaker here and a speaker here, which is different than what you find in the Pro. The previous version of the Galaxy Tab, especially the Note, had the speakers here on the bezel, but now they're on each side, so it's not on the bottom. We'll have to see. Maybe I'll do something when it comes to stereo sound, just the overall playback. You have right here, you have 2 buttons, or actually 3, but you have your home button, you have your multitasking button, and then you have your back button. On the bottom, you have a pinhole mic here, and you have your micro USB charger. And there doesn't seem to be any other pinhole mic. I don't see anything else on either side outside of that one pinhole mic. I don't see anything on the back here that'd be another mic. It does have that leather kind of finish, not real leather. Let me pull this off so you can see it. Kind of like the plastic. So yeah, that have that plastic finish that has kind of the stitching there. Kind of a Samsung's attempt to make it more a high-end finish. Doesn't really mean much to me because I always have it in a case anyway. And the screen, though, there's a lot to say about the screen because the screen is a high resolution screen that really far exceeds the screen resolution that you find on some of the known tablets that have been established for quite some time now, like the iPad, which has the iPad Retina display. This has a 2,560 by 1,600 pixels, so much higher than what you have in the current tablets. And using this type of technology that's called WQXGA. LCD. So what we're going to be doing is starting it up. We'll take a look at other features on the tablet. Because this is a business tablet, one of the things I wanted to highlight is that Samsung is giving away a lot of business software with these tablets. If you do purchase this tablet, you will get a 50 gig Dropbox guaranteed for 2 years. You will also have GoGo internet access for 1 year or 36 flights or 36 uses in that calendar year. You also have WebEx that will be preloaded, but also something that you can use personally. So that's neat. Remote access that you'll have as well through a remote PC, very similar to LogMeIn. An e-meeting app, as well as there's a promotion going on right now where they're giving you $25 credit on Google Play. So a lot of free software that you can leverage in addition to the actual tablet itself. So that's the unboxing. That's a brief review of the actual hardware itself, the dimensions, and we'll go ahead and start up the tablet. So let's go ahead and start up the tablet. I'm going to press and hold the power button. We see the logo with the SM serial or the model number for this series of the business tablets. And one thing as we wait for this to start up, which was pretty standard for all Samsung devices, failed to mention during the initial unboxing one important spec. This tablet is not a quad-core tablet, but an actual octa-core tablet. So it has a 1.9 quad-core and also a 1.3 quad-core. So we'll see how this performs in comparison to some other tablets, but we hope that it's fast. So here you have the actual initial screen. I'm going to hit next and then set up Wi-Fi, which is going to be the next thing that will come up. The next step is to just confirm the date and time, and everything else looks good. I'm going to hit next. We're going to have to agree to the terms and conditions. Hit next. It's going to ask if I have a Google account. The answer is yes. I'm going to go ahead and put in my Google email and sign in. Before I put in the email, one thing I wanted to highlight is the keyboard. Hopefully you can see this, but the keys are really nicely spaced. I've been just initially in some of the things I've been typing, I find this very comfortable to key in, and I really like the spacing. I find that this is probably one of their better implementations of their keyboard, and that's just in the initial seconds of just typing. I find it even better than the Samsung Galaxy Tab 8.4, obviously because you have a larger screen area. But let me go ahead and type in my sign-in ID. So I put in my contact information, my Gmail account, and I accepted the terms and conditions. Now it's asking if I want to back up this tablet, if I want to allow the location, confirmation information, and also if I wanted to keep me up with offers and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy into everything. I'm fine with that. I'll hit next. And now what it's going to do is look at if there was an existing profile that could be restored to the tablet. So we'll just give that a couple seconds for it to go through. It probably won't take the 5 minutes as it says. As you can see, it's already done. So I've keyed in the owner information. It just wanted to have that. And now it's going to ask regarding the Samsung account. Now this is an important step that you should not miss, because when you sign up for the Samsung account, that's where you register your tablet. It's going to recognize your ownership, and it will then send you any of the freebies we talked about. Remember, we talked about there's a $25 credit from Google Play, and as well as several other goodies that come along with it. So you want to do this. So let me go ahead and sign in, and then we'll go to the next step. So now that I've signed into my Samsung account, I have a couple choices. I can do an auto backup, or I could do a restore. I'm going to go ahead and choose both. Since I have other tablets set up, I do this because there are certain settings that get restored automatically to this tablet. Like for example, what I've noticed by doing this is the Wi-Fi settings of my previous Samsung tablets come over and immediately get applied, and I want that because it just will save time. So I'm just going to do both, even though there's nothing to restore, and I'm also going to subscribe to the auto backup. So right now it's receiving anything. Well, it says that it's never been backed up, so that trick didn't work with this tablet. It's okay. So now what we're going to do is you can choose to, again, this is that one offer. You get a Dropbox for 50 gig for 2 years. I'll take care of that a little bit later. And then you have the device name. I'll leave that as is. And here we go. And I'm going to hit OK. This happens to be a wallpaper that I have on one of my other tablets, but what you'll see happen is it's already starting to download some of my previous installed apps that I have on my other tablets that are coming across. But this is all it really takes to really set up your tablet, and as you can see, absolutely gorgeous graphic quality. I saw a little stutter there for a second. It's probably because it's still downloading. Hopefully that doesn't mean that we have a problem. But as you can see, and hopefully it comes out on the video, this is a fantastic scene or background, and you can see the colors really pop. And as it's installing, you notice that we have that new UI that I talked about with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 8.4. Everything is going to be pretty much the same. And you have that home function. So we'll leave it at that. We'll do a comparison. Compare this to the actual iPad. I got some feedback on the previous comparison where I just did specs themselves. I won't do just a specs comparison. I'll actually put this tablet with the actual iPad side by side, and we'll actually go into the functions so we can see how they compare. Thanks for viewing.